The key labeled Origin burned cold in Hart's palm. As she turned it over, the teeth shimmered with unfamiliar characters, symbols that seemed to rearrange themselves when not directly observed. Below the wax archive, a stairwell opened. It led down, deeper than any architectural record should allow. This was not a basement. This was the root. The air grew denser with each step, thick with static. The stone walls narrowed, inscribed with primitive glyphs. Language before language. At times, Hart felt her thoughts being rewritten mid-formation. She passed alcoves carved into the rock, where phantom voices whispered lines from books that had never been published. In one, a glowing handprint pulsed on a stone altar. In another, a typewriter clacked on its own, hammering out a sentence that erased itself the moment she tried to read it. Finally, the stairs ended at a vast obsidian door, pulsing faintly. The key slipped in like a whisper. It opened inward. A cathedral-sized chamber yawned before her. It was alive with sound, not voices, but the suggestion of them, a humming of unwritten stories. The domed ceiling overhead displayed a mural that shifted in real time, a cosmic map of narratives branching infinitely, constantly being rewritten. Beneath it, rows of stone pews were filled with waxen effigies, each resembling a writer lost to time. At the far end, a pulpit. Upon it, a scroll bound in iron clasps and sealed with 7 wax crests, each marked with a different cardinal sin of narrative: omission, fabrication, silence, distortion, censorship, prophecy, and authorship. She had arrived at the First Testament. A figure stepped from the shadows, robed, faceless, haloed by fluttering manuscript pages. Ink dripped from its fingertips. "You were never the reader," it said. "You were the redactor." Hart demanded answers. The figure responded only with excerpts. From her childhood, from unsent letters, from every lie she let others believe. They floated in the air like confetti, burned mid-air, and then rewrote themselves on the chamber walls. "You wrote what was safe. I write what is true." A mirror rose from the floor. Inside, Hart saw not herself, but the path of every story she abandoned, every voice silenced by her edits. A child's drawing scratched out in red ink, a deathbed confession left in a draft folder, a witness statement she chose not to submit. Behind her, the 7 seals began to crack. With each broken seal, a new voice emerged from the scroll, not divine, but deeply human. Rage, grief, love, betrayal, clarity. The final one, forgiveness. The scroll unspooled into the air, casting symbols that shimmered like constellations. As each one glowed, a chapter returned to the world, unredacted, unfiltered, unforgettable. The wax figures in the pews stirred, mouthing the restored words. Some cried, some vanished, some wrote their endings anew. Hart wept, not from sorrow, but from relief. The stories were free. And then the author turned the script toward her. "Your name belongs here now, but not as the writer." The ink took form. Hart became a footnote, a memory. When she emerged from the stairwell, dawn had broken. in her hand a blank book. On its first page, a single line. Tell it again, and this time, don't lie. Behind her, the door sealed. The route was closed. But above, stories began to bloom like fire through every forgotten hallway. In attics where journals hid, in archives long ignored, in letters never sent, and books never finished. The First Testament had spoken. There was never one truth, but there was always one silence. And now even that has spoken. It ended, or was it just beginning?